Hi, Shadia. Thanks for joining us today. Do you want to just introduce yourself and tell us a bit more about your business?
Sure. So my name's Shadia. I'm 18 years old and I run my own business called Autism Actually, which looks at mentoring and consulting and providing information for families, teachers, and individuals on the autism spectrum. I'm also part of the LGBT community and also enjoy doing advocacy related to disability and LGBT.
Fantastic. Now, do you want to tell us how you settled on your branding for your business?
So it took me a while to settle on a branding. It's so important that you choose a good name for your business because that's one of the first things people see and remember you by, as well as the logo and things like that. So one of the first things I did was I did a search on what already existed. I also came up with some keywords. So obviously autism was one of them. And then started combining phrases, things like that, until I found something that clicked with me. It took a few months, but eventually I just came up with this autism actually when I was actually describing it to someone and saying, well, I'm actually autistic and I have autism actually. And I thought, oh, well, that's kind of catchy. So then I looked it up on the Australian database for names and to see if it was available. Some of the ones I had looked up were not available. So it's very important that you look them up to see if they're available first because it can be very disappointing if you go through the process of getting your name organized and then finding out that it's not available for you. In terms of the logo, I again did a bit of brainstorming. I thought, well, I want to give a window into what autism is like as an autistic person. So, something to do with the eye, sort of a perspective. And then I brainstormed with a friend of mine who's a graphic art designer, has done visual arts. And she said, oh, do you want to, work with the community? And I said, yes. So we came up with this idea of an eye surrounded by hands to kind of show that we are providing a window of insight to help the community as a whole. And again, that took a while, but it's definitely worth it because people remember you by your logo and your name. But don't be too worried if you don't come up with one straight away, and don't let it stop you getting into work. I was a freelance consultant beforehand. I just went by my own name, and I was just as successful. So don't panic if you haven't come up with something yet. And ask your friends. Say to them, is this a catchy name? Would you remember it? Just ask a variety of people, maybe some within that niche that you're, trying to specialize in, that sort of thing. Networking is really important when, discussing these sorts of business strategies.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to be here.
Have a good one.